Welcome back to the BTB Show, everybody. I'm Max. My co-hosts Omar, Jay, and Earl are with me today to discuss the Miami Heat, a team that we've been admittedly more negative on in this show than positive traditionally, but we're going to give them some shine today. In their last 10 games, they are 8-2 on a 5-game winning streak as of when we're recording this. They've beat some quality teams, including the Detroit Pistons, number one seed in the East, the Charlotte Hornets, the hot team that everyone's talking about. So, Jay, I'm going to start it off with you today. How are you feeling about Miami? Is this a flash in the pan, or are they actually in a decent position to make a solid playoff push? Is this the zombie Heat coming back from the depths of the East to win it all yet again?
Max, you just took the words out of my mouth. I was going to literally lead off by saying the zombie Heat are back. This is the most underrated team going into the playoffs now at this point, and I'm going to explain to y'all why. So the Miami Heat, 8-2 in their last 10 games, 5-game winning streak. They beat the Rockets, Pistons, who else? The Hornets. They're on a tear right now, and I think it's mainly because this new pairing of the new pairing with Khalil Ware and Bam Adebayo. Like, them two on the court at the same time, they have to have the best plus minus in the NBA. Like, Khalil Ware's defense, I hate to, and this is no offense to Khalil Ware, he's basically just a knockoff Wemby. Like, he does everything that Wemby can do, bro. The defense, he just had 7 blocks, 5 steals the other night versus the Brooklyn Nets. He had 4 blocks the other day versus the Pistons. Like, he just does everything. He's all around the court. He's a rebounding machine. Like, he has games where he only plays 22, 25 minutes, and he's in the 13 to 15 rebound mark. Like, he does everything. He is a clean the glass, protect the paint kind of big. And putting that next to an offensive big like Bam Adebayo, who we know Bam, he can work the mid-range. He can face up. He can pick and roll. Bam could do it all on the offensive end. It's just Bam's height is what kills him as a center. He's only 6'9". Pairing them together is what is it just brought the Heat to another level. And then the Heat supporting cast like Pelle Larsson, Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez. Like, they have so many guys on this team that Spo's just throwing in there, and they're giving them quality minutes. And this is all without Norman Powell. Norman Powell's missed like the last 5-6 games. He's out with a groin strain. He could be back anytime this week or next week. But Tyler Hero has finally remembered that he was an all-star last year, and he's finally back playing good. Like, his last 5 games, Tyler Hero was averaging around 25, 5-5 in his last 5 games. And all those 5 games, like I said, they beat the Rockets, Hornets, and the Pistons. Like, Tyler Hero's finally back playing quality basketball. The Heat's defense has ramped up. They've been all season a top 3 team in pace. So when they get the rebound, they're pushing it down court. They're moving fast. Like, this is the most unique Heat team I think I've seen in the last couple of years under Eric Spoelstra. As you know, with Jimmy Butler, they were not the pace and space Heat. Like, they were the tempo, break it down in a half-court type of team with Jimmy Butler getting tough shots in the mid-range, hitting guys like Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent in the corner threes. Like, they were really not a fast-paced team. And they just have a completely different team, a completely different personnel. And I think that they will give a lot of teams some trouble come playoff time, man. Like, they're going to probably be the 7th seed. They'll probably play Boston in the first round. They're going to give Boston hell like they always do. No matter what, they give Boston hell. I don't know what Spo has against Boston, but they just game plan for them very well. And that's looking like the first round matchup. And yeah, man, I'm looking out for the Miami Heat. I don't think this is a fluke. I think this is for real. And when they get Norm Powell back, they could possibly go to another level, man. Shout out to the Miami Heat. The least talked about team in the league this year, in my opinion.
Omar, I know you've come on this show before and said you're more out on Miami. You selling their Miami stock. Are you buying that stock back right now, or are you still on the Miami's mid train?
As they say in the stock market, sell high, buy low. Buy. I'm buying the Miami Heat. I'm buying
Okay.
it right now. Yeah. Everything that Jay said was true. Khalil Ware is another defensive menace on top of Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo, I have to say, he's not an offensive big by any means of the definition, but he is the more offensive of the two. But I will say, Bam Adebayo can still shoot the ball at a decent clip. He can still defend that paint at a high level. He can do everything that Cat can do, even better. He doesn't even have to blink. Khalil Ware, from what I've seen, and it's important to say that over this streak, they did have 2 wins against Brooklyn, which helped them quite a bit.
Freebies.
But 7 blocks against Brooklyn, he had, excuse me, I'm going to just fact check it right here before I say something I'm wrong about. And I'm on the wrong team. Okay, so he had one game where he had seven blocks, and then he had another game where he had 0. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. It is what it is, but they continue. And I mean, look, they also have guys like Andrew Wiggins, who've been balling out this season. They have guys like Tyler Hero, who've been kind of slept on because of who they've been talked about in trades about, but he's no like the Miami Heat are underrated basically only because of the talks that they've been in for the past couple of years. And it's only because of this talk that we've heard from the media about Tyler Hero being traded because he's not the best, this, that, or the third. It's all this negative press. We just have to take it at face value and kind of see how the Miami Heat have been playing, and it's been pretty good so far. I mean, Eric Spoelstra is doing what he's been doing, and there's a reason why Pat Riley never fired him. There's a reason why he stuck with him thick and through, and there's a reason why they don't tank. Apparently, a short came out last week about why the Miami Heat should have tanked, and they're proving why they don't.
Earl, how do you feel about the Miami Heat's non-tankathon? Because they could have tanked this year, but they haven't, and they're right in the picture, 7th in the East, knocking on the door of a top 6 spot.
Yeah, I feel like, especially in the Eastern Conference, man, there's obviously teams that benefit a lot more from tanking. I think the Miami Heat, like you said, the culture historically, they've never been a tanking team. They're more of a retool team. They always go after like some type of mid-level or superstar type player to add to their team and build around it. And I think Miami is just in the transition period between that. I think they have a really good, I might go on record saying they might have the best one of the best role playing groups. They're just missing a superstar player. Like if you added a superstar player to this team in free agency, if they had the cap, they would be a top team in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. With you having Bam Adebayo, Pele Larson, who's been playing absolutely incredible. I don't think a lot of people are talking about him as well. And then Khalil Ware. I've seen the flashes of Khalil Ware. He's a guy who I wanted the Lakers to take, but of course the Heat kind of ruined that plan, as they always do. I think that was like 2 years in a row they took players from us that we were projected to draft. So I already knew he had the ability to like stretch out and hit the threes. Now he's doing it more consistently, and the defense was always there. Even in college, man, he's always been a great defensive presence and a board hunter, and that's something that I feel like the Heat have been struggling with. Eric Spoelstra did get a lot of flack for not playing Khalil Ware, and I think it's just his version of like slowly introducing players into the system. Like he never puts a player into the system too early. Some might say he waits a little bit longer, but when they do play, obviously they're definitely benefited contract-wise, as most of those players get huge contracts from other teams and don't usually stay with the Heat. But I hope for their sake, if you keep Bam, I think Bam and Khalil Ware are a perfect duo. Like you said, when you look on paper, Bam is 6'9", and while he's a great center, I think there are some limitations depending on what team you play, especially with some of the two big lineups you're facing in the modern NBA. So having Khalil Ware there, someone who can block, grab rebounds at a high rate, especially not even kind of like Max said, there's games where he plays less than 20 minutes and he's got a double-double. Like that's very impressive to me as well. So yeah, I think the Heat, they're definitely taking strides in the right direction. Personally, I'm not going to hop on the super bandwagon yet, like and say, oh, they have a chance to win a championship. I still feel like when you lock down in the duration of an entire series, I don't see them really taking out a lot of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, which is what would take. I don't see them like beating the Cavs in a full series. I don't see them beating the Knicks in a full series. I don't see them beating the Pistons in a full series. And I think it'll be really close with the Hornets. Like even that Hornets game I was watching, like the Hornets play absolutely horrible shooting wise that game. And I feel like that was a big factor to why they were able to take out the Hornets that game. And I don't think the Hornets statistically will play like that for the duration of the whole series. So when you start thinking like that, I don't know what teams they can fully beat in a series, but you never know, man. I'm not 100% on the bandwagon yet. I mean, there were 2 Nets games in there. As far as that 5-0 record, those are pretty much freebies. No disrespect. So, yeah, I think they're taking strides in the right direction. I'm not going to overreact and say, yeah, they're championship contenders, but yeah, they're doing good. Shout out to the Heat.
I think this is a classic case of Miami, specifically Eric Spoelstra, maximizing what they have. And this is what they've done for years under the Jimmy Butler era. Obviously looked different play style wise, but bringing that team to 2 finals, I think we could all agree like that was pretty much maximizing what they had. They didn't have it in 2023 to beat Denver. Maybe you could squint and say in 2020 they had a shot against the Lakers, but it took a heroic Jimmy Butler effort in that finals just to get them to Game 6. So I think this year is a similar case of that, of Eric Spoelstra playing these guys, maybe not integrating them into the lineup immediately, because Pele Larson has been an NBA player for a couple of years now. He's not a rookie, but this has been his breakout season, like, for sure. And, same with Khalil Ware. or actually, I shouldn't say same. It's different with Ware. He's played more than Pelle Larsson the last couple of years, but this is his best year as a pro, like, I think, undeniably. It's getting the most out of those guys. Tyler Hero, we got to remember, Tyler Hero's missed a good chunk of this season. I don't know exactly how many games he's played, but he's missed the majority of this season. So getting him back is huge. They get him back now. Powell goes down with a groin injury, TBD on when he returns, but like on paper, the Miami Heat have a solid amount of talent, and when you have a great coach like Eric Spoelstra, who I will stand on is a top 3 coach in the NBA, has been a top 3 coach in the NBA for the better part of a decade, I think this is the kind of years you get where you have, if you can just put a solid roster together, maybe the fit isn't there immediately. Maybe you are relying on some second round picks, late first, undrafted guys to step up and play minutes. But this is a team that's equipped to do that. And, the results are showing currently 7 games above 500, which I think should be commended. Like, that's not easy to do. They're probably going to end this year as an above 500 team. Where that places them in the East, I think, is going to determine their playoff success ultimately. I agree with Earl. I can't look at them beating any of these top teams in a 7-game series, but I mean, you're telling me that they, could somehow, I don't know, maybe if the Cavs could get up to the 3 seed and the Heat could get up to the 6 seed, maybe you can squint and say they can beat the Cavs in a series. I don't know about that. Maybe say, they beat the Knicks in a series a couple games back. Maybe they're able to do that again. I don't know, but I think this is definitely a very good regular season team. The question will be, without Jimmy Butler, can this team find postseason success? Because they made the postseason last year, first year without Jimmy. They got absolutely decimated by a Cleveland Cavaliers team that was red hot in the regular season. They took care of business in 4. So, could be a similar case this year, but I do think the Heat deserve credit for not tanking, for continuing to get the best out of their players. And they might be an irritant in the playoffs. This could be the zombie Heat. If they come out and somehow make the conference finals, you know what? I can't say I'm counting them out. I'm not betting on them, but I'm not going to count them out. Let us know in the comment section below if you are counting out the Miami Heat or if you do think there is something there. Again, 8-2 in their last 10. Might they make a push for that 6 seed, lock into the playoffs? That would be a big deal for them. So let us know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. As always, we got content coming out here on YouTube and on TikTok as well. Shorts, regular videos. We appreciate all you guys interacting with that content as you always do. So appreciate everyone watching. That's Omar. That's Earl. Jay had to go a little bit early, but this is the BTB Show. Signing off. Have a good day, everybody.